Hello student, in last class we have evaluated some approximate value for given function and somewhat error also we have found out on basis of the derivation. So in order to the same we are going to attend some more question. So here I selected question number 7 in which we are having a sphere with the radius 9 meter and error in measuring the radius is 0.03 meter. We have to find out that on basis of this error what will be the error. It can be calculated in evaluation of the surface area of a sphere. So for that purpose what we are in need of, that we write first of all we write the formula form which is required to make evaluation of delta S. Here S we have supposed as a surface area of the sphere. So what we are needed here, this is a error in the surface area, radius is available, so obviously this surface area we have to differentiate with respect to r, and here this delta r is to be multiplied, means due to which parameter error is being produced. Now first we required ds by dr. So first we have to write the formula of the surface area of sphere. So here we write surface area of sphere with the radius r. So this is 4 pi r square. Now it is to be differentiate with respect to r, so make it differentiate here as per the required form. So differentiate with respect to r. So this is ds by dr 4 pi into 2r. So this is to be evaluated as when your r is being 9. So here also you can substitute the value of 9 and afterwards also it can be. So here when your radius is being 9, this is to be evaluated. So it will give you 4 pi into 2 into 9. So finally this will give you 72 pi. Now come here for evaluation of the error can be evaluated as a surface area. So here it will be your 72 pi into error in the radius we have is 0.03. So here make them multiply, this will give you 2.16 pi, and as it is being error in the surface area, so its a unit is meter square. So this way you can calculate the area which can be affected by which parameter. So this is the one type of application you may have in which approximate value evaluation is to be used. Now one more type of question we are having, that is your question number 2 and the same your question number 3. Both are of the same category. Because of the different category we have not attended earlier. So let's try to find out the solution for question number 2 of the same exercise. In question number 2, one function is available with certain value and fx is also expressed as an algebraic form. So somewhat way of writing of the question will be quite changed, otherwise the method of solution will remain same. So let's refer question number 2 over here, in which fx is available as 4x square plus 5x plus 2. And we have to evaluate the value for find approximate value of f2.01. So first of all, we have to make a separation of x and delta x on basis of the function value, and then we will go for writing the process what we required for evaluation of approximate solution. So here it is your f 2.01. So make them separate over here. This is 2.01. It can be split as 2 plus 0.01. So here you can say that your x is being 2, whereas your delta x is 0.01. So this way your number is to be split regarding the two quantities. Now come to your main function, that is fx. 4x square plus 5x plus 2. Go for writing the first derivative with respect to x. So it will give you 8x plus 5. Now approximate value of f2.01, that will be your f2.01 means your f2 plus delta x, that means 0.01 into f dash 2. Both the terms we are having here at a separate form. So evaluate their respective values. So here it will be better separately we evaluate and substitute over here. So separately we are going to evaluate the value of f2, and here also you can go for evaluation. f2 means 4 into 2 square plus 5 into 2 plus 2. So that will give you 4 into 4 plus 10 plus 2 means 16 plus 12, 28. Now secondly we have to go for evaluation of f dash 2. F dash x we were having is 8x plus 5. So f dash x2 it will give you 8 into 2 plus 5 means 16 plus 5, 21. So this way both the values are being evaluated. Now here we are going to substitute direct evaluated value form. This is your 28 plus 0.01 into 21. Make these two multiplied and add to 28. This will give you 0.021 on adding 28.21. So this way if any of the function is being available, respective value we can find out by using the approximate method. So this is all about the different type of combination we have discussed. Now somewhat theoretical based question also may be asked with reference to the approximate evaluation. So for that purpose one question I am going to attempt. It is not available in your textbook, but that type of question also may be asked to you. So somewhat idea you must have that how to attend that type of question. So one question we are going to attend of that category also. Here we are having one question in which it is given that a particle is moving with its kinetic energy. Kinetic energy you are knowing very well, in the physics you have studied. K is equal to half mv square with a constant mass. Now if there is a 1% increase in the kinetic energy, so you have to find out the increase in the velocity which caused this increase in kinetic energy. So this is the question we are having. So let's find out what is the increase in the velocity is going to take place to have a 1% increase in kinetic energy. So let's try to understand what the question is and how this increase in velocity we can find out. Such type of question also may be formed with the area of the triangle with the given sides, and area of the triangle also it may be available to you with the different combination in form of side, in form of angle, various form we are having as a area of a triangle. So at that time also same type of combination you can generate and find out respective answer form. Now here we are having a question that a particle is moving, this is extra one, with kinetic energy K is equal to half mv square. Here m is being constant quantity. Increase in kinetic energy is 1%. So find increase in velocity which cause this increase in the kinetic energy, means delta V we have to find out. So delta K is available as a 1% obviously of the basic one. So let's try to find out the solution on basis of this kinetic energy formula. Here this is the K available with half mv square. Clearly it is given that m is being constant, so here there is only two parameters which are depend on each other, that is obviously the velocity, and because of the velocity your kinetic energy may be increase or decrease. So here what we require, delta V is to be find it out. So here we have to find delta V. What is given? Delta K is available, means the term we required is delta V. So we are in need of the solution regarding these two parameters, means dV by dk. Delta K is available. You can understand this formula how it can be formed. Diagonally it should seems that these are going for cancellation. It is not cutting, but it should seems like a cancelling term, and after their cancellation these two terms or two variables should be match. So this way you have to write this formula form. So if this form is clear, no problem, maybe rise. Now for given delta K, so now we write increase in kinetic energy is what? Delta K, 1% of what? Basic K. So this is 1 by 100 into K, means K by 100. This is the availability to us. Now we come to this normal form, that is required. Delta V is required, so dV by dk into delta K. This is the formula we will use. From here K is available as half mv square. So first we make separation of V, because V is to be differentiated with respect to K, that's why. So this we can write as small, or doesn't matter. This V square we can make it as 2 of K upon M. Now this is to be differentiated with respect to K, because dV by dk is our required term. So here differentiate with respect to K. So this will be 2V dV by dk. Secondly, with respect to K we are differentiating, so it will be 1, 2 by M only, 2 to cut. So this will give you dV by dk as 1 upon this V you shift over there, M into V. So this is a one term we have developed. Now this is a basic equation it was, so mark it as 1. Now substitution of your dV by dk in terms of mv over here, and the error, or you can say the increase in the kinetic energy, what you have written in form of the percentage of fractional, that also you will write over here. So let's continue with this evaluation. Now here come again to this formula form, dV is equal to dV upon, now delta V it is to be evaluated as dV upon dk into delta K. Both you substitute over here, what already we have, it is 1 upon mv into, it was K by 100. It is to be linked in such a way that it can be turned in a form of velocity. So here the formula of K we will substitute as a half mv square in place of K. So this is 1 upon mv. This is your half mv square, and this 1 by 100 keep aside. This mm cut, one velocity will also cut. So finally we will have 1 upon 2 velocity and 100. This is your 0.5 upon 100 of velocity. So how much increase in the velocity we are having? 0.5% of the original velocity. So here we can say increase in velocity v is 0.5 percentage of v. So this way, this type of application based question also you can solve on basis of evaluation of approximate value. So here when you are talking about the error evaluation, such type of formula you will use. When you are talking about evaluation of a particular function value, so at that time previously what the formula form we are having, that is f plus x plus delta x, that we will use. So here two type of questions are going to be generated. So let's move towards the new point or new topic, that is evaluation of a maxima and minima or maximum minimum value for given function. Now there are certain steps which we have to follow to find out the maxima and minima for given function. So first we will find out, or we list out all the steps which will helpful to you to find out maxima and minima value. Normally when you are talking about maxima and minima value, it is called as local maxima and local minima. So there are certain steps. So first we try to understand that steps and then find out respective solutions. Now here we are having certain steps which we have to follow to find out local maxima and local minima. Whenever maxima and minima is being asked, that time also you can use the same method. There is no problem. In some of the textbooks, some different methods are being used, so that is not a matter for discussion. You can use uniform method to given question form. When it will be changed, I will tell you that here you don't follow this method, here you follow that particular form. So first of all we talk about the evaluation of a local maxima and local minima. So here try to understand steps properly, because if steps are not clear, you will be confused which step you have to find out first, which is to be found out later on. So first of all, your function will be available to you in form of fx. It may be your algebraic, it may be your logarithm, trigonometrical or combined form. So for all type of combination, your method will remain same. So first of all, identify your function and then proceed for first derivative. So first find out first derivative of fx, or you can say find f dash x, first step. Second, put first derivative as 0 and evaluate solution for x. Here it may be possible that you evaluate single answer regarding the x, and it may be possible that more than one solution you are having. So how many solution you are having, that keep in your hand for further evaluation. Third is find second derivative f dash x. Fourth step, that is a main step. For evaluated value of x, you will check the sign of this second derivative. So fourth step is the checking of sign of f double dash x for evaluated values of x. Suppose first value we have evaluated x as a, and on substitution of this a value in your second derivative, you are getting positive sign. What the term or what the number you are getting, that is not a matter over here. It may be a fractional value, it may be with certain power, but you have to sure that it is positive or negative. If it is a positive quantity, then you will put a comment, check only sign. If it is positive, then you will put a comment that at x is equal to a, local minima will evaluate. Don't be confused. Here we are using the reverse order. When it is greater than 0, local minima will evaluate. This is not the local minimum value. Local minimum value here only you will evaluate is. So here it will be local minima value fa, means in the fx function what it is being given to you in the question form, that particular value of x you will substitute and find out its function value, that will give you local minima value. Now secondly, suppose the second value we are having is b, distinct one. So for that also we will check the sign of double derivative. Suppose it is coming with negative sign. This is theoretically I am going to make you clear. When it will come in real practice, it will be more clear. So these are the basic steps you have to follow, compulsory for all question. And such type of question normally asked in sometime in a 4-mark question also. So be very sure that such type of question at least you can attend. Here steps are very important. Evaluation of the term is not very important part, because function value only we are going to evaluate it. Steps should be very clear to you. So suppose for b value your second derivative is negative. So at that time you can say that at x is equal to b, local maxima will evaluate. Now what will be the local maxima value? So local maxima value, your fb means function value at b point. So every time it is not necessary that you generate positive or negative sign. Sometime it may be that for certain point you are getting second derivative as a 0. So at that time we can't decide about the maxima and minima. So that point will be considered as a point of inflection, means neither maxima or nor minima will exist for given function for a particular point. So third case may be rise at, suppose you are having, third one is x is equal to c, and at that time second derivative you are generating is 0 solution. Okay, so at that time what we will say that x is equal to c is a point of inflection. That means function neither has maxima nor minima. So sometimes this point also may be asked to you. So these are the all steps you will use to find out local maxima and local minima. I just repeat all these points or the steps, and some questions we are trying to attend on basis of that. So let's start with the first step. First of all, identify your function, which type of function you are having. So it will be clear from the question form. First step, find out the derivative of given function as f dash x. Second step, first derivative make 0 for evaluation of x value. Here at this step, you may have solution of x more than 1. So for all, we will discuss about the solution form. Third step, find out second derivative. Next step, you have to check the sign of second derivative for already evaluated value of x. At x is equal to, suppose at a certain value of x, suppose x is equal to a, we are going to take. Your second derivative is coming out as a positive quantity. So at that particular point, you will evaluate local minima, and local minima value you will have as a function value of a given function at x is equal to a. Now the same thing you will have for the second part. Suppose the value of x is b. So at that time, evaluate the sign of your second derivative at x is equal to b. Suppose it is negative. So at x is equal to b, your local maxima will evaluate, and local maxima evaluate value you will have as a fb, means function value at x is equal to b. And the last, rare you will get this point, but maybe with some question it may be rise that at third point, suppose x is equal to c, your second derivative is coming out as a 0. So at that time you can say that this derived point is a point of inflection, means at this point not possible to evaluate maxima or minima for given function. So these are the basic steps compulsory you have to follow for each question. Now if you look at this whole steps, you will feel that it is quite bulky, but in real practice it is not bulky. When you will write the step, automatically you will have a idea about the solution. So very small question here I am going to write. That is first question only, first part. Now here, in next exercise I will talk about question number 1, first part only. Here maxima and minima you have to find it out for this function, which is 2x minus 1 whole square plus 3. So the first step is to find out its a derivation. So differentiate with respect to x. F dash x, here you will have as a 2x minus 1 into 2 means 4 2x minus 1 or 8x minus 4. It is first step. Second step, f dash x make it 0 means 8x minus 4 you make it 0, x will come out as a half. Third step, second derivative means differentiation of this one is 8 only. Here it is independent of x, means it is coming as a positive quantity. So what the value of x you have evaluated, you can conclude about the solution. So you can say that x is equal to 1 by 2 local minima will evaluate because of this greater sign. Now what the local minima value? Local minima value, what is it? F of half, means in your main function in place of x you will substitute half. This is 1 minus 1 plus 3 means 0 plus 3, this is this one. So you can say its minimum value is 3. So this way minima or maxima you can evaluate. Now here this is not, there is no possibility to find out maxima, so no maxima evaluation. So this way these steps are to be followed to find out maxima and minima. So in next chapter we will discuss some more question based on evaluation of local maxima and minima. Thank you.